Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Spa Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their weekend. George Russell with a masterclass, which later got disqualified. Lewis Hamilton claims his 105th win. Let's jump into it. Driver ratings divides opinion. Let's go. Max 7. Absolute destruction, domination in qualifying. But coming into the weekend, he had a 10-place penalty. And in the race, he went from 11th to 4th. Expected better progress in the race, but he was stuck in the DRS train for long periods. Managed to undercut Norris, but yeah, I suppose he's ahead of Norris, so that's good. Sergio Perez, 5. A decent qualifying as he qualified second, but he goes from P2 to P8, then up to P7 with George's disqualification. That has to be his last race in the Red Bull colours. Lewis Hamilton, 9. Once again, his second win of the season. Is 105th in his career. Wow. He qualified 3rd. And since Silverstone, this guy is a new driver. He really is. He's got his confidence back, his arrogance back. And yeah, Lewis has been driving very well. He took the lead from Charles Leclerc, dominated the race. Then Russell went for out-of-box strategy. And Lewis should have won on track. It was kind of strange because he caught George Russell but then couldn't pass him. Even though he had fresher tyres, so that was a bit weird. Yeah, he inherited the win as George was disqualified. Yeah, George Russell, 9. I know he got disqualified, but that was one hell of a drive by George Russell. A one-stop strategy. His best win of his career, but taken away due to being underweight. Yeah. Not a great qualifying, but an amazing strategy. Wow. How did he fend off Lewis on older tyres? It really was a masterclass by Russell. Just really unfortunate the car was underweight. But that's the team's fault. So I'm giving George a decent mark because it wasn't George's fault. Charles Leclerc, 8. And a much needed 8 by Charles. He's been a shambles of recent. He gets pole as Max has a penalty. Special lap. He was outperforming the car, I would say. Again, a Saturday he turns up. And he had a very good race as he finished 3rd. George's penalty. That means Leclerc gets a podium. Yeah, strong weekend by Charles. Carlos Sainz, 5. Nowhere. Qualified 7th, over driving, mistake after mistake, coming out the corners sideways. P6 in the race, he went long on the hard tyre, didn't really work out, and yeah, not a good weekend by Carlos. Rumour has it he has signed a contract with Williams. Still waiting, surely Mercedes has to be the one. Lando Norris, 5. Wow. I've got to say, bad qualifying by McLaren. He qualified 4th. And then another. And how many times? Lando Norris, Austria, Silverstone, Hungary, and now Belgium. A bad start. Goes in the gravel. Yeah, what's he doing? Honestly. And he was just stuck behind Max the whole race. So, very average. A lot of errors for Lando. Yeah, off at turn 1 is criminal. Oscar Piastri, 8. Brilliant by Oscar. A horror qualifying P5, unacceptable for McLaren, but he finishes 2nd. He had the pace to win. Yeah. Piastri, honestly, he's only 32 behind Lando now. He's on fine form. Fernando Alonso, 7. The best he could do in this car he's in. Qualified 8th. And finished 8th. He's best of the rest, basically. Take the Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren. Alonso is the next driver, so that's the best he can do in the situation. Lance Stroll, 4. Hit the wall in practice 3 up Eau Rouge. Yeah, qualified 15th. Finished 11th. A one-stop strategy. for Lance. Gasly 4. Wow. A lovely moment every time we come to Spa. Gasly takes flowers for his friends. It's always a beautiful image to see. Yeah, I really like that about Gasly. Qualified 12th, finished 13th. He was fuming in post-race. Engine issues, steering was not straight, making too many mistakes as a team. He was really critical of Alpine. Esteban Ocon, 8.5. Superb Esteban Ocon, superb. He's a Haas driver. We called that ages ago. Qualified 9th, finished 9th. Sensational weekend, really impressive by Esteban Ocon. In the car he's in, to produce that, fair play, fair play. Alex Albon 6. Yeah, P11 quali, just missed out on Q3, and then P12 in the race. Expected points. Obviously Williams go well at Spa, but yeah. Williams, I said they'd underachieved this season, and they are doing that, without a shadow of a doubt. Williams talk a good game, but they don't deliver the points. Williams should be in the points at Spa. Logan Sargent 1, P19, boosted to P18, finished 17th. Another driver who, that should be his last race. 1-3. Oh. Obviously, coming into the weekend, knew he had penalties. He was basically starting in, I don't know, Brussels, 60 places. Yeah, started last, finished 16th. Strategy not good. So, yeah. Yeah. Tsunoda could do with a break, to be honest. He started the season like an absolute Trojan. That mistake at Canada cost him a bit. But, yeah, recharge the batteries. Daniel Ricciardo 7, a good weekend by Daniel Ricciardo, qualified 13th, finished 10th, a strong weekend by the Honey Badger. Yes, going to be interesting to see what happens with this Racing Bulls in the mid-season. Guan Yu Zhou 5, standard 5 as he retired with a hydraulic issue. He barely got to race. This is another guy that should be let go. Qualified last, but he retired, so I'll give him standard 5. Bottas, Pontash, 5. Yeah. P14, outqualifies his teammate, finishes 15th. Not much to say about Sauber. I mean, yeah, they haven't scored any points. Hulkenberg, 1. No favouritism at all. What was that by Nico Hulkenberg? I absolutely love this guy. I'll bang the drum about him, but I won't favouritize him. An awful race by the Hulk. He qualified 16th, finished last. No pace, no rhythm, a weekend to forget. Wow. Kevin Magnussen 5, finished 14th. He was happy with the pace, went for a one stop, but yeah, 14th, nowhere near the points. So there we have it, driver ratings for the Belgian Grand Prix. We now have the dreaded 4 weeks off, but that's not going to stop me doing F1 videos daily. So daily videos will still happen, but yeah, it's a painful 4 weeks off. The drivers, mechanics, media can recharge the batteries, fans can recharge, and we go again in 4 weeks. Comment down below your thoughts. Driver ratings divides opinion. Let the comments commence.